37 claimed killed, 5 confirmed dead, and 2 escaped victims, all at the hands of one man. Who was it? Well, that's a question that has lingered for years, and we're finally on the cusp of getting an answer. Today, I'll be informing you on the murders of the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer's murders started in the 60s. He targeted young couples. The case has been cold for years, until recently, a group of investigators seems to have solved the case. So, I know we all have a true crime junkie inside of us. Who wants to solve the murder ourselves. But, luckily, the group who finally solved it is a team of highly qualified investigators, police officers, agents, and newspaper journalists. So, that leads me to our next question. What exactly did the Zodiac Killer do? As mentioned before, he targeted young couples. His first victims were high school sweethearts. Their names, according to the Hindustan Times, were Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday. On December 20th, 1968, they went out for a date, but the date ended in tragedy. They decided to go parking, where the man was shot in the head and the woman was shot in the back 5 times trying to flee the scene. The next victims was just a few miles down the road about a year later. Them two shot. Yeah. The third incident is where things take a turn. The killer targets a young couple again, but this time he stabs them. And instead of leaving them for dead, he calls the police, reports his crimes, and is never heard of again. He also kills one more man, a male cab driver. So what made this serial killer stand out so prominently in the media? That would be his ciphered letters. According to Biography.com, on August 1st, 1969, the San Francisco Examiner, San Francisco Chronicle, and Vallejo Times Herald all received a letter starting with the same thing. Dear editor, I am the killer of the 2 teenagers last Christmas at Lancaster. These letters contained details about the murder and the scene that only the killer could know about. In addition to this, it had ciphered messages mocking the police, with hints about the murders, hints about the identity of the Zodiac Killer. But one may ask, why would the newspaper put these things on the front page? Well, if he didn't, the Zodiac Killer threatened to kill even more. The killer went on to threaten further attacks and murder more people. But on 1974, the letters stopped, and so did the murders. While the murders may have stopped, the investigators did not. Until recently, no one knows who the Zodiac Killer is. But, according to The Guardian, in October of 2021, a group of ex-investigators known as the Casebreakers solved the case. They were said to unlock the code to the cipher. This led to a name: Gary Francis Post. This name led them to find a picture of him. When they found a picture of him, they saw that he has an exact matching scar to the one from ex-police sketches. This is how they confirmed that Gary Francis Post was in fact the Zodiac Killer. However, they were unable to question him as he passed away in 2018. Regardless of this information, though, According to CNN, both the FBI and police have put out statements saying that the case breakers did not have enough evidence and the case will remain open. So, 37 claimed kills, 5 deaths, 2 escaped victims, all at the hands of one man, Gary Francis Post. The brutal murders, the mystery of the Zodiac Killer has finally been solved. The brutal murders and unsolved ciphers finally have been answered by the case breakers. So, do you think the cold case is finally solved? Do you think Gary Francis Post is the one to blame? Or do you think the Zodiac Killer's still out there, waiting for you to solve his puzzles?